Hi Metal One, how are you? Today we'll talk about last part of lesson adaptation and environment. We will talk about some forms of adaptation of living organisms with environment. First one, hibernation, estivation, birds migration and camouflage. So let's start with hibernation. Hibernation equal winter. It happens in winter. Okay. Hibernation. What's meant by hibernation? It's behavior through which some animals dormant and stop most vital activities to avoid temperature in winter or less temperature in winter. So dormant, it means go in deep sleeping. هو بيدخل في نوم كبير جدا، بيعمل stop of most vital activities، معظم الأنشطة اللي محتاجها في حياته to avoid less temperature in winter. So let's take some examples about this to more understand, like some reptiles and some insects. Some insects hide in burrow during winter. بيحفروا حفرة وبيدخلوا جواها علشان يقدروا protect themselves from less temperature. Okay, to overcome decreases or less in temperature. لغاية امتى بيحصل الكلام ده؟ until spring، لغاية ما يجي الربيع. they return back to their normal activity، يبتدوا يرجعوا لحياتهم الطبيعية تاني. يبقى in winter to overcome the decreases in temperature or less in temperature they can burrow or hide، يستخبوا جوه البارو. okay, and until the temperature rises again or return back in spring. This type of adaptation is called behavior adaptation. It's called behavior adaptation. Okay. Another example, like frogs. Look these images. This image we can note the frog found or make deep burrow, okay, and enter inside it. It can enter in mud. okay, mud اللي هو it's wet soil اللي هو الطين بتاعنا. okay, to overcome the decreases in winter until spring come again and they return back to their normal activities. okay, and this type of adaptation is called behavior adaptation. Now I'll talk about another one or the opposite of it. okay, it's called estivation. Estivation, it happens in summer. So when I say estivation, I talk about the summer. So what's meant by estivation? It's a behavior that through which some animals dormant. Dormant, it's meaning go or enter in deep sleep, okay, and stop most of the activities to avoid rise in temperature. So it's the opposite of hibernation. It's to avoid less in temperature, but in estivation, it to avoid the rise in temperature or high temperature in summer and shortage, okay, of water and rains. okay, shortage, it's mean lake or it's mean no water and rains in summer. So we have examples about it. We have desert snail or insect. okay, like these pictures, we have snails. We can find it in dormant in humid burrow. Humid burrow, it's meaning wet burrow, wet soil. okay, to overcome extreme, it's a very high temperature, to avoid extreme in temperature or very high temperature, and shortage, less of water and rains, especially in desert area. Types of adaptation, it's behavior adaptation. okay, now I'll talk about third one. It's bird migration, and it happens in winter season. So what's meant by bird migration? It's inherited behaviors in some species of birds. It's for some species, for some types. It belongs some types of birds بتخص نوع معين منها, okay, where they migrate from cold place like polar region اللي هي القطب الشمالي والجنوبي مثلا to more lighted place and more warmer region or place for reproduction, to make reproduction. Let's take example about birds migration. It's quail birds. Quail birds, it's a species of bird adapt to their environment conditions by migration to the same place at the same time every year. Quail bird اللي هو طائر السمان اللي احنا بنشوفه when it travels from or migrate from cold place to our country اللي هي warm place, اللي بيحصل to reproduce. It's the aim of the bird but we can get it ونصطاده ونستخدمه. ده الموجود عندنا في السوق معروف بطائر السمان. It's a quail bird when it travels or migrate from cold place to warm place. Now, what's meant by camouflage? Yes, camouflage, it's the ability of some living organisms to be hidden from their enemies or to capture the prey in the predatory species. Okay? camouflage دي طريقة عشان بيستخبى بيها الانيمالز عندنا. For example, like this butterfly. This butterfly takes the same color of the wall. Okay, this we have different examples about camouflage. We have two aims, or it has two aims in camouflage. First, to hidden from enemies عشان تستخبى من الانيمالز بتاعتها, or to get their food, to capture their prey. Okay, so let's take the examples. First one, it's leaf insect. Can you see the image? It's we have insect and it's shaped like the leaf. Second example, stick insect, like stick or the branch of the tree. Yes. And last example, in camouflage and separate one, it's chameleon. Chameleon اللي هي الحرباية. Okay, it takes the color of its environment around it. Any environment, like the tree, it takes the green color. Like the glass, it takes the pink color. Okay, it's our chameleon to hide from enemies. Now let's take the last example. It's camel. Camel is the desert sheep, and it's considered as the most adaptation animal to live in desert because it has all kind of adaptation, structure adaptation, function adaptation, and behavior adaptation. Thank you for you.